Welcome back to Fan Food. This episode will be analyzing the first 8 games of Week 1 in the NFL. Starting with the Packers and the Bears. The Packers beat the Bears 10-3. The Bears defense played very well and stifled the Bears defense. The Packers offense, meanwhile, didn't look that great, albeit against a great Bears defense. We'll see what happens in the later weeks with their offense. The Bears defense played really well, as mentioned. It looked like a top 3 defense in the league. But the Bears offense under Mike Trubisky looked very inconsistent and really couldn't do anything. All 3 running backs didn't look very good. They have supposed to have a 3-headed monster at running back and looked more like a 3-headed puppy. It just couldn't do anything. Next game, the Titans. Titans beat the Browns 43-13. The Titans looked really good on offense. Mariota played well, and the running game was excellent, and the Titans defense played great and stifled what's supposed to be a very potent Browns offense. The Browns defense played well for most of the game, and the Browns offense, while it had big play potential, struggled to be consistent. I'll note that even though the score was 43-13, that really isn't an indication of how this game went. The game was really very close until the fourth quarter, where the Titans scored 21 points to 0. So the Browns fell apart in the fourth quarter, but for a majority of the game, it was actually pretty close. The third game is the Ravens and the Dolphins. The Dolphins were terrible. The Dolphins look like the worst team in the league right now. It's only 1 week, so we'll see what happens. But right now, the Dolphins just look really bad, and from what reports have been, players are trying to get out of the team. So it sounds like more like the Miami Mutineers as opposed to Miami Dolphins. As of the Ravens defense looked top 3. It looked great. What you'd expect from the Ravens defense. Their running game was really good, powerful, and dominated the game. And the passing game was very good. Now I will say about Lamar Jackson, he got 5 touchdowns passing the ball, and I hear all these great things about how he looked so amazing. But really, you looked at his passes, he didn't have any tight windows. He played well. He made good passes over the top of the defense. But against a good defense, a lot of those passes won't be there. And so I'm going to stop the jury on that and wait to see what happens with Lamar in the future games. I want to see him against a better defense before I anoint him the next Peyton Manning or whoever. But he did play very well, but I'm not going to sit here and say he played amazing and he's like a top-tier quarterback now. That's not the case yet. He could be, but he didn't prove it to me playing against the Dolphins. Next, we had the Falcons and the Vikings. The Falcons lost 12-28 against the Vikings. The Falcons' offense, for all the weapons it has, it did not look good. It was inconsistent. Too much pressure was allowed by the offensive line. There was really no running room. They just didn't play very well on offense. Their defense played pretty well, considering the Vikings' running game looked good against them. And the Vikings' pass game was adequate. They didn't pass a lot, but they didn't need to. But their passing game, when they did, was reliable and good. The Vikings' defense looked really good. A very solid defense once again for the Vikings. And once again, the Vikings beat them 28-12. Next, we have the Bills and the Jets. The Bills beat the Jets 17-16. This game featured a Bills offense that didn't play well at all. Allen did not look good. He committed several turnovers, was inconsistent and inaccurate with his passing. He had some timely runs, but overall, he proved that he's not really a good quarterback, that he just managed to beat an even worse Jets team. The Jets looked bad. For most of the game, their defense was great. They forced 4 turnovers, and really they had some dropped interceptions from Jared Allen, but they just couldn't secure them. One of those here or there would have sealed the game for them. So the defense played really well. The problem is their offense is a train wreck. Le'Veon Bell played pretty well, but their offense did not look good. And now that their quarterback is mono, it looks even worse for the Jets in the upcoming weeks. So they will continue to be a train wreck, and that offense being more potent with the young quarterback is going to be on hold for right now. Next, we have the Redskins and the Eagles. The Redskins lost 27-32. The Eagles had a good game. They gave a touchdown in the last seconds to make it closer. But the Eagles' offense looked very good. Their defense looked pretty solid for the most part. And the Redskins didn't look bad. They looked better than I thought they would be. Their offense was relatively good. Their defense played pretty well for most of the game against the Eagles. So overall, both teams played relatively well, but the Eagles just are the better team right now. Next, we have the Rams and the Panthers. The Rams beat the Panthers 30-27. The Rams' offense looked good. It was not as consistent as you would like it to be, but they definitely showed potential. They had great long-distance plays, and they will be better than this week. It looked like they were very slow off the gates. They had a very low halftime score, but they built it up in the second half. So I expect better things out of the Rams, but they did show a lot of potential with their offense. Their defense was okay against what appears to be a not very good Panthers offense, but their defense played pretty well. The Panthers, Cam Newton does not look good. He's getting a little long in the tooth, and I think that the fact that he's not able to run as well as he used to, and he's not a good passer, is affecting him and that offense a lot. Christian McCaffrey is the one bright side of this offense, but even he had a really good game. But we'll get to that later. But last night, he did not have a good game. But the Panthers' offense doesn't look very good. Really, this game was not a three-point score. It was made a lot closer than it really looked by the Panthers' defense getting turnovers and the Rams getting penalties and making some self-inflicting wounds there. But overall, the Panthers just didn't look nearly as good as the Rams, but it was only a three-point game by the end of it. Then you have the Chiefs and the Jaguars. The Chiefs won 40-26. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. Their defense was okay against a subpar Jaguars offense, but the Chiefs offense put up 40 against a pretty good Jaguars defense. And so I expect big things from the Chiefs this season, looking at week 1. And the Jaguars, their rookie quarterback who had to come for Foles, played pretty well, but he's a rookie quarterback. And so I don't expect much from their offense. Fournette is going to have to play out of his mind for them to even have a shot at winning some of these games. But their defense is good, and if Fournette can get on track and the rookie quarterback can just play how he did this week, they can do okay, but they're not going to be great at all this season. Not what they expected to when they picked up Foles. They were expecting Super Bowl hopefuls, but really that doesn't look the case right now. That's the first part of the games from week 1. I'll do a second part series later today, taking in the other 8 games. So if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Fan Food.